Up, my friends? Today I'm showing you what I believe is the best lock build in NBA 2K25. I've been playing a ton of Pro-Am recently, and most of the really good locks that I go up against are 6-6. So to answer any questions that are asking 6-6 lock or 6-4 lock, I do think it's going to be the 6-6 lock that is way better than the 6-4. I'll post another updated best lock build for the 6-4 people that think that that's the best, which I definitely understand your side of the argument, but I'll post that later down the road. But today I'm going to be talking about the 6-6 lock. And before I talk about the build, locks are a lot like inside centers. Like, there's not a ton to put your attributes on. It's very obvious like what you should have: a ton of perimeter, a ton of steal, fairly awesome speed, agility, decent strength, and then you should be able to stretch the floor with a little bit of finishing. So there's not going to be a lot of playmaking. For someone like me, I'm not comfortable with no midi, so I do have a lot of midi on my build. But it's pretty obvious like what a lock build should look like at 6-4 and at 6-6. Today is going to be the 6-6 though, so let's just get right into it. I'm making this build with the thought that I'm going to hit Vet 2 soon, and with the thought that I'm going to run this build in the park. So I run a 6-4 park build, and it's very fast, very fast. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just small, so I will be using this build in the park to be toxic as I possibly can. But mainly I need a break at point guard. You guys also said you wanted to see a dog lock build, so I'm gonna bring you a dog lock build today. So let's just go over it real quick. 90 speed, 4 cap breakers here, so I'll have 94 speed. Once I hit Vet 2 and get to level 40 in the next season, I will have 94 speed. I'll have 14 cap breakers, so a ton of cap breakers. So there's going to be a ton of builds I'm going to post for you guys with that in mind. Ton of gameplay. So sub up if you're new. Leave a like if you like this this video, and comment what you would change. 6-6 or 6-4 lock. I really want to know. I feel like the 6-7 lock is better than the 6-4, which is kind of crazy, but I would love to hear your guys' opinions in the comments below. Now, let's just get right into the defense. I went with the 74 interior for the post-lockdown on bronze. I went with a 94 perimeter, 94 steal, and then a 74 block, I believe, yes. And then I went with a 70 O board. With the way that my Pro-Am team plays defense, there are going to be times where I probably switch. I entertain the idea of putting this down to a 70, or excuse me, a 60. I don't know where else to put my attribute points. So, I want this interior, I guess. I definitely don't really think you need it, especially if you're a lock and you trust yourself to get through screens, stay solid on ball. Like, you really shouldn't have to switch once you get 99 perimeter, 99 steal. But it doesn't hurt. You're a lock. You want to be able to guard, I think, the 1 through 4 if you're going to be a 6-6 lock at least. Maybe if you're a team that doesn't switch as much, then you should probably go 6-4. So that would probably make sense. But 99 perimeter, that 92 agility is crucial. Because when you get up to 97, or for Pick Dodger Legend, you do need 92 agility. So the flexibility, excuse me, that you get with this build, you're going to have legend defensive badges. So now that's going to give you the opportunity to use your badge +1s on different attributes for your offense, so you can shoot better. So maybe you can finish at the rim better. Those are a couple things that I keep in mind when I'm making my lock build. And that's something that you should keep in mind when you make yours. But insane defense. I don't think you can be a lock build without having, at the very least, 99 perimeter and a 96 steal. I don't think you have to have 99 steal, especially if you use your badge +1 on glove to get that to legend. But I wanted flexibility. Again, I'm trying to make the best lock in NBA 2K25. So in order to do that, you pretty much have to have 99, 99, max speed, max agility. It just makes sense. Finishing, or excuse me, playmaking, we just have a 55 pass here. If you guys have been tuned into my channel, the 6-4 build that I use in park has a 75 speed with ball, and I come off of screens very smooth. So nothing against, nothing really that wrong with the playmaking for a lock. 55 pass definitely could be low. If I'm having to pass the ball, I mean, we're probably cooked, to be honest with you. I should be playing with a point guard that can get a bucket, I should be playing with a shooting guard that can get a bucket. I should be playing with a center that can roll or pop and get a bucket. My job is really just to catch and shoot, to be honest with you, with this build. So it doesn't really make sense to me to have pass. I do want dimer. You could go 45 pass if you just don't pass the ball. I really thought about doing that, but I'm not going to. Shooting, I want to be able to sit hash. I want to be able to pop corner or sit corner, excuse me. So I went with an 83-3 for that bronze limitless. And then my free throw, I still want to be able to hit some free throws. I went with 88 free throw here. That was the most that I could afford once I made everything. Now, if you see the badges, you get your set shot specialist on silver. You get shifty, limitless, and deadeye all on bronze. You could just roll with this. Like, that definitely makes sense, especially if you're someone that's just going to sit corner with this build. That makes a lot of sense. I don't believe in myself that game in and game out, I can get you 55% from 3+ every game with bronze badges. Like, my skill level is just not there. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I went with an 89 midi to get set shot specialist on gold. It just makes sense. I'm not sure why you wouldn't do this, in my opinion. You could put your pass up, I guess, but at the end of the day, like, you want to be able to still shoot at a high level. You're not trying to pass a whole lot. So that doesn't really make sense to me to not have this on the best lock build in the game. Like I said, your badge plus 1 tier 1 does not have to be used on defense. So you have a ton of flexibility. So I'm putting this on set shot specialist to have it on Hall of Fame. I think that that's extremely broken. I have a center build that I posted gameplay on where I rhythm shoot, and I have set shot specialist on that build. This is actually the exact same shooting as I have on my center, which is kind of crazy to think about. But it's so easy to shoot with this badge on Hoff. It's really easy to shoot with this badge on gold compared to silver. I think silver is definitely doable, but in order to get that on silver, you know, you need, what do you need? I mean, you just need the 83-3. You know, you also benefit from shifty. You benefit the deadeye. So getting those badges up is, I think, very important, especially if you want to shoot at a high level. So that's why I went with that. Standing dunk, I went with a 72 here, and then that makes your driving dunk a 62. Not really much to talk about here. Just want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, dunk at a high level. You know, granted that I'm not going to really be dunking a ton. Odds are I have a guard on me though. So to be able to get a rise up on a guard should be fairly easy. And one thing I failed to mention was that I did put this build at shooting guard. That way when I make gameplay for you guys and I'm running random rec by myself, I have a less chance of becoming a power forward. That's really the only reasoning there. I do think that if you put this build at small forward and you run random rec with it, you will probably be put at the power forward a fair amount, just because you have your rebound, you're tall. So I just want to avoid that as much as I possibly can. If you don't like the shooting and you want to be able to just kind of defend better, you could lower it like this. 73 there. You can go 60 here. Let's say you wanted to keep that, actually. How about we keep that there? You could put your vert at a 74, block at a 78. Okay. You want to do that so that you can get that high flying denier on silver. Let me see, what else was I going to change here? Oh, that's right. You want less pass, put it here. Now you have rebound chaser, silver, box out beast on silver, and pogo stick on bronze, and then you can just put the rest on your free throw there. This was the other version that I was thinking about doing. So this is like the pure sit in the corner lock build. You have rebounding, so when you do switch, you can board. Now that I think about it, this build might be better, but like I said, I don't trust my shooting ability, so that's why I went with the 89 midi. But I think this is still unbelievable. People are gonna look at this and be like, your pass is bad, what are you doing? Brother, if I gotta pass the ball, our team is cooked. Like, the only time I'm passing the ball is if I get it and we're just resetting. So these are the two lock builds that I really do think are the best in the game. This one's awesome if you're gonna sit corner. The other one just gives you a little bit more flexibility. You can honestly probably put this up a little bit. That, lower this to like a, yeah, like an 80. Get that. Now you have brick wall. So, you know, those are two lock builds that I think are really, really good. 6-6 is definitely the way that I would go if I were to make a lock build. Now I got a decision to make. Am I gonna make this one with the 45 pass and not as good shooting but better defense, or, you know, by better defense I do mean just kind of Borden, or do I want the better shooting? Like I said, I lean towards the 89 midi, but those are two options. Joe Dumars, Lugens Dort, Case and Wallace, the Thunder Swiss Army knife. Yeah, let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. Like I said, I think 6-6 is better than 6-4. I might go as far to say that 6-7 is better than 6-4. It might be crazy, but I've played some really good 6-7s, but you know, the 6-4 is probably better. But let me know what you think about this build in the comments. Sub up if you're new. Let me know. Again, 6-4, 6-6. I'll post a 6-4 later this week, because I am curious to know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Peace.